Hey everybody, Coach Eric here from New Patient Group, and welcome into this week's 5 Fantastic Minutes video. The idea for this week has to do with time management, right? Have you ever had that moment in the practice, whether you're the doctor, leader, whether you're an office manager, whether you're a department leader as well, where somebody comes and taps you on the shoulder, or maybe they tug your sleeve and they say, "Do you got a minute?" Right? And you know very well that that minute is generally not a minute at all. Whether that be the conversation itself might be several minutes long, it might lead to a number of action items that you need to tend to, or it also might be a disruption to whatever you may have been in the midst of, whether that be a simple office task that you're in the middle of, maybe you're working on some digital treatment planning, for example. But that distraction, after you now invest those few minutes into hearing their comments, getting refocused and getting back into the moment is easier said than done. Might even be as simple as you're in the middle of an email, and next thing you know, you lose kind of the train of thought of where you were going with that messaging. So a got a minute question is generally a pretty significant distraction to the moment. And so the idea that I think you'll appreciate, if you've not already incorporated something like this, is to host a got a minute meeting. And rather than it being right now in this moment, that employee, that person needs to sign up to borrow your minute, right? And generally speaking, might be a 10-minute block, might be a 15-minute block. Maybe you carve it out at the end of a morning schedule. Maybe it's over lunchtime at the end of the day. You can figure that piece of it out, but you might have 2 or 3 of these scheduled into each day or every other day or whatever. And so somebody who wants to borrow a minute of your time, instead, they go to your sign-up sheet, they put their name on it, and now you have a dedicated, focused attention on their need in that moment. So much more productive than trying to give them attention in the middle of all the other activities going on during the morning or your afternoon schedule. And the other thing that this does for you is, so often what we find is that the employee or whoever it is that's tugging on your sleeve actually solves their own problem. They maybe had an interest or wanted to borrow you for a moment. You turned to them and said, "Hey, sign up for a got a minute meeting and I'll talk to you then." And before they ever get to that got a minute moment, the problem's been solved. And so it actually helps to empower that person to seek out other advice, other thoughts, or even just think their way through the circumstance without necessarily having to borrow the time of a leader. Right? But if that time is borrowed of that leader, it is time better spent in that dedicated 10-minute, 15-minute session than in the midst of a busy schedule. So I hope you'll take this note. It's a matter of applying and finding time for it, sticking with it, and then sticking to your guns when somebody does come and tap on your shoulder, that you redirect their attention towards that sign-up sheet. Hope you enjoy this message. Make sure that you like this video for me, and make sure that you're following our New Patient Group podcasts each and every month. Talk to you next time.